All right, fight fans, Pete Sumalong from MMA Diehards here, joined by the former UFC champion and also best-selling author Forrest Griffin. Forrest, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you, man. It's good to see you, Pete.
You were last scheduled to fight in May against Nogueira. Had to pull from that fight. Had to take a little bit of time, and now we're looking at a February fight. How's your health doing so far?
Oh, it's good. Good enough. I mean, it's just a long dry spell, you know. It's not fun to take a year off of anything. It's gonna be weird, you know. I've never gone this long since I started fighting without a fight. So, you know, I haven't won a fight in a year. That's horrible. I just want to win a fight, you know. Just get on the right track, and then I can start even thinking along that line, you know. I always tell the story about the mountain. Do you want to hear the story about the mountain?
Absolutely. We're all ears.
If you look up too high, it seems insurmountable. You'll never make it. You'll quit. If you look down, it seems like, you know, it's so far. If you fall, certainly you'll die. If you're looking up or down, you're not looking at your footing. You keep your eyes dead ahead of you and watch every foothold, every handhold. It's the only way to climb a mountain.
How's fighting changed you as a person?
I don't know that fighting's changed me. I mean, I'm a cripple. There's that. But I think it's being kind of more recognizable has changed me. Not necessarily for the better, but not for the worse, you know. You put enough whatever on anybody, it's going to change.
What advice would you give yourself heading into UFC 126 facing Rich Franklin?
It's just a fight, small, you know. Of all the problems in the world, you get in a fight is small. You know, there's the same thing I tell people, you know. There's two things you need to know. One, that you won't quit on yourself, and two, that you've done the work. I'm doing the work. I know I won't quit on myself. I've quit on myself before in fights, but I'm not going to quit. You know, I know how hard it is to live with it when you quit. So I won't quit. I've done the work. I'm not going to break. You know, the harder somebody tries to break me, the less I want to break.
It was kind of shocking to you, just having been so active before in your career, to have to take so much time.
Well, you know, I haven't been active, but I mean, I haven't been active because I waited for the big fights, you know, you know, it's tough, you know. I was scheduled to fight, and then I broke my foot, and then the shoulder, and what a pain. But I'm gonna fight this fight, then. This is happening.
Well, I think we're all excited.
Yeah,
to see that.
This is happening. I'm not.
And we're happy about that. You're facing off with Rich Franklin. Do you see any similarities in your guys' style, in fighting styles?
Yeah. I mean, I think he had the good one where he kind of started describing a guy, and then it was like, now who did I just describe? So that was pretty clever. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. Kind of funny. He's like a mirror, you know. I'm a little bigger, he's a little quicker, so I think it is kind of a wash.
And what are some of the things you think you might do a little bit better than he does?
Man, I don't know. It's tough to say. You know, what do you think?
Well, I think you're definitely bigger.
Well, I can get on top of him, but I'm not a phenomenal wrestler. He wrestled pretty good with Henderson and Luter and Okami, so those guys are all better wrestlers than me.
What other things about him concern you, in addition
Just
to
being a southpaw, you know. He's got decent power in his hands and kicks, you know. He had the great liver shot against Hamill. You know, obviously he's had some good knockouts with his left hand.
And have you brought in specific training partners or anything like that?
Yeah, well, I live in Vegas, so, you know, a kid named AJ, a guy named Anthony Brown, they come in, kind of troop on me, beat me up. Two really good southpaws that are natural southpaws. That's something that, you know, I get a lot of guys to go southpaw for me, and they're really righties at heart, you know, and it's not the same.
You guys are both two of the more, I would say, likable fighters in the UFC.
Yeah, it's kind of one, like, even if I'm not the good guy, I'm usually the gooder guy, you know, the nicer of the two. And this is the first time I think I've ever been in a fight where I really can't say that, you know.
You've had a storied UFC career. You stepped in with some of the toughest guys to have ever fought. Who's your most difficult opponent?
Probably that first Stephan fight. I just gassed. You know, there was nothing. You know, I started hitting him, and I was like, really? That's me? That's it? That's as hard as I'm going to hit him. You know, just an adrenaline dump. I wasn't prepared for it. People started stomping, and it's craziness.
So, did you have any idea how significant that fight was going to be?
It felt pretty amazing, though. So, I mean, you know, no, obviously no, but it felt, you know, it felt good. It felt like something. When you walked away, you felt like you'd done something.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good advertisement for this upcoming fight. Forrest Griffin will be facing Rich Franklin at UFC 126. Forrest, once again, thanks for taking the time out to talk with us.
Thank you, sir.